Hi everyone. I just want to make a video here about our internet. A lot of people have a misconception that the internet goes through the satellites. Now, I pulled up a whole bunch of articles and I put a collage of pictures there for you to take a look at. But basically what people need to understand is that the entire internet, and admittedly by them, is brought to them by and through cables. And just as this little video here shows, see here, you can see all the cable that they have laid since 1850s. They basically, England actually had the world wired by the early 1900s. You can see here, and this is a nice graphic here, a nice level flat ocean, them showing us in their own little way. I mean, this whole process too of a curved ocean would make this impossible. But this also, I want to go over is, where this industry has come from and where it's going, because people think that this is a dying industry, but if you actually take a look, you'll see that this industry's taking off right now. It's anticipating huge markets coming in from India and Asia, so they're have a buzz within their industry over that. So we'll just stop this video here. It's just a little video on this one site, and what we'll do is we'll continue on, and you can see here, even right now, this was just February 8th, and down in Australia they had a problem with one of the lines and it caused some major problems for their internet. And in Brazil they're talking about supporting the portion of the cable, and that here was just March 2nd, so that's today's news. We can see here the Global Marine completes work on the ASC cable system extension project, and that just finished up on February 16th, 2016. Here we got Cambodia grants rights to Chinese firm to build submarine cables landing stations, so connecting basically some countries over in China there. Internet Vietnam to slow down due to some maintenance over the weekend here, and that's some news just coming in. Let's see here, new groundbreaking cable system between all these countries here. That's to take place coming up here. It's a plan for a new cable system network that they want to lay down, connect a whole bunch of countries together. And let's see here, the cable security around the world. So they have found some articles in related to what affects them, stuff like that. It's interesting to know that they had a big problem with the Russians tapping in, and vice versa, they were tapping into the Russia stuff. New SLT introduces new submarine cable system. Now I read through some of this. They're looking at taking up to 400 terabytes worth of transfer. Right now, I mean, we're going up to promised 100 gigabytes. Now they want to go up to 400 gigabytes, so we'll see. 10 facts about the internet's undersea cables. So cable installation is slow, tedious, and expensive work. And sharks are trying to eat the internet, and they don't know why. They have a whole bunch of reasons or speculation. The internet is valuable underwater, or is as valuable underwater as it is underground. Connecting the world through undersea cables isn't exactly new. No, it's been going on since 1850, and actually this map they show here, I have it in the running collage of pictures. You can pause it in the video to take a look, but this part here, it's quite interesting because this is their original map they used, and you'll see here from Newfoundland to England, this is flat. This is a survey cutaway of the ocean between the 2 points. It's interesting to see it's flat on their map. I mean, I know it's flat, but to see that they used it like that. Now, here's that part, spies love underwater cables. Goes on about the Soviets and everything like that going after the cables. They had a big problem with that. governments are turning to submarine cables to avoid said spies. Well, they mean by burying them. Submarine communication cables are faster and cheaper than satellites. Well, this is something I'll talk about in a bit here because with my research, I mean, they got cables that are going 22,000 kilometers, and they say the reason why the satellites are so slow is because the signal going up to a satellite that's 20 to 30,000 kilometers up above us is slower due to the distance. Yet we got light being sent through a fiber optic cable. The same way they have the technology to send radio waves which travel almost the speed of light. I would think that would travel up to a satellite just as quick as going through a cable, if not quicker, because you get resistance in the cables for the light. I forget, I think it's called retrograde or something, but forget cyber warfare. To really cripple the internet, you need scuba gear and a pair of wire cutters. So true, because it's all underneath the oceans. All the internet between the continents runs there. They even say it. I'll show you. And it wouldn't take much to cripple those connections. Underwater cables are not easy to repair, but after 150 years, we've learned a trick or two. True. The internet's undersea backbone is built to last for 25 years. You know, I think it's a little bit longer than that, but that would be here nor there. But they do say here in the same breath that they have 22 of them that still aren't turned on. So I'm thinking, and they go, it's a little confusing here because they say they're dark cables until they're lit, and then they get a life expectancy of 25 years. But I mean, we're at 2014, there's 285 communication cables, and 22 of them are still to this day not lit. So is the lifespan going to start when they get lit, or when at 2014 they got 22 of them just sitting there using up lifespan? Hard to tell from what it says there. I've read it a few times over. By the sounds of it, it's like the 25 years starts once they get lit up, but I'm not sure about that. Okay, let's move on. So, about the satellite stuff. So, you know, I went and just Googled about the satellites up in space, and right away, these are all the articles. Mainly Elon Musk with his whole dreaming of supplying internet to everybody. But like I said, at the early 1900s, Britain already had all the continents hooked up. So this talk about them hooking up the third world countries, I'm not sure about, because from the maps and everything of these cable companies, they're already connected. So I'm not too sure. So just going through some of these articles, you know, this here, right there, internet by satellite is a space race with no winners, because they go on to say basically they've tried. There's been companies in the past tried. And basically it comes down to that it's just too expensive. It's also, the signal's not good, they get too much legacy, and they can't keep that technology up to what the demand is for that technology. Move on from that. Another one on him here. And just below here, I want to just bring these up. So there's a couple of things where they're actually going to be spending some money. You look at Facebook here, Mark Zuckerberg. He invested, or he's saying he wants to bring free internet to the unconnected parts of the world. So that's what I was talking about. Like, they're using that, saying that's the reason behind this. But when you look at the cable maps, they're already connected, like I said. And Google has Project Loon, which is these balloons they want to put up into the stratosphere. So that's that part there. And this last part here, this was just about the secret world of submarine cables. Just want to read this to you. The internet's largest and most important and yet unsung champions are the privately owned submarine cables that orbit the Earth. Wise choice of words, guys. Terra firma links between cities and cables that run alongside roads and into houses and offices. I should have said offices, are certainly impressive. And without them, we wouldn't have an internet. but sinking a cable into the Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, and even Arctic oceans requires a billion-dollar logistic feat that requires months and even years to enact. So it goes on here, but down here, what I want to just go over here was this here. Finally, we would be remiss to ignore geostationary orbital communication satellites. While satellite data links can be in the gigabyte range, the high legacy of bouncing a signal through a point that is rather far away, 35,000 kilometers to 22,000 miles, makes them unsuitable for many customer internet services. The same legacy will pose some big problems when we start colonizing our planets and need to create an interplanetary or intergalactic internet, or GalNet for short. Well, that's funny. But anyway, my thoughts on this whole thing is definitely there's no satellites, and the proof is right in front of us. This submarine cables, the industry itself is booming and growing and moving forward. If we look over here, actually, you'll see that Facebook, they invested, well, let me pull it up here. Google invests in a 60 terabyte, $300 million trans-Pacific cable to protect its growth in Asia. You got Facebook invests in a 55 terabyte intra-Asia submarine cable system. You know, they talk about our lust for the binary code here. And what's this? 1.5 billion, the cost of cutting London Tokyo's legacy by 60 milliseconds. And then, what was the other one I was looking at? Right here. And then we have this little article here. You know, basically the future of the cable industry is going to only grow. The buzzword is legacy. That's the only thing they're working on. Get low legacies through their cables, you know, newer technology, stuff like that. So, I mean, go out there, do some research. You'll see that the cable industry is growing quite strong. And I doubt we'll ever see a day where any of these companies are actually getting any of their satellite programs off the ground. But anyway, I'll talk to you soon.